Alright, today we're going to do the spark plugs on a 2006 Scion XA. Be almost the same for all the other Scions, XAs and XBs, Yaris, Corolla, very similar to all those cars. First thing we're going to do is open the hood, assistant hood. Alright, now that we have the hood open, we're looking at the Toyota 1.5 liter VVTi. First thing we gotta do is remove the plastic cover. Alright, to remove the plastic cover, covering the cylinder head, we're going to use the 10mm wrench. We have 4 nuts that we basically have to take off the studs, and the assistant's going to hit those nuts right now. Next, we're going to lift the cover off to expose the cylinder head, and we're going to be able to see the coil packs and remove those to get the spark plugs. So the cover just comes straight up and right off. And now we're looking at the cylinder head, and we can kind of see the coil packs. The coil packs are right here. There's 4 of them. And we're going to remove those now. We need the 10mm wrench again because they are bolted in. And we're going to take those bolts out. So we're going to grab the air hose and blow any dirt or debris that might be in the spark plug wells, just to hit each one with the air hose. Now we're going to take a 16mm socket. We're going to need an extension to get down into where the spark plugs are, and we're going to actually take the spark plugs out so assistant can get down in there. Make sure it's seated on the spark plug well, because the last thing you want to do is strip or break the spark plug off. You can kind of turn it a little bit until you feel it lock down, and break it loose, and then just start wrenching it out. And the number on it is K16RU. It's a U-groove plug. They do come pre-gapped from the factory, so there's really no reason to even adjust the gap. They're gapped at 30 thousandths of an inch. And once we get these plugs out, we can put the new ones right in. Again, this is the Denso, the OE. You can see that it has a crush washer, so it's not tapered. And then I don't know if you can see the U-groove, but the electrode, the grounding electrode, has the U-groove on it, and it's got a flat center electrode on it. So one thing you can do is, if you don't have the spark plug wrench, I actually have a little magnet here. It's pretty handy, and those can grab the top of the spark plug and pull them right out. Right in there. Go until you feel it coming almost out. Yeah, and then you got the plug out here. So what the old plugs look like. They're actually, let's see if I can get that to focus. Yeah, they're actually burned so that the center electrode is really almost gone. And they've opened up to more than twice, probably almost 3 times the gap. So car was still running fine, but again, these have 146,000 miles on them. And you can see the marking on the plug. It is a little warm, but you can see the marking. It is the K16RU Denso. That is original equipment on the car. Again, there's a shot side by side, the old and the new. The old really looked pretty good for having that many miles on them, other than being worn out. The engine's burning nice and clean, not much oil, no carbon. It's really a pretty good engine by Toyota. You can see how much difference there is. It is burned completely away. So we're going to show you now how we get the spark plug in, or open another one. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to put the plug in here. You don't want to drop the plug or anything into the hole, because you could break the electrode. So we're going to put the plug in here. This is not a special spark plug wrench. You can also do this with rubber tubing if you have some around, but we're going to use the magnet, and we're going to just catch the plug on the back side with the magnet and drop the whole thing down in. And so we take the plug, take the socket, set it in there, and then you can pick the whole thing up with the magnet. And hold on here. So you'll be able to pick the whole thing up, socket and everything, with the magnet like this. And then we're just going to set that down in there and then push the socket in. Now I'm going to do that right now. I'll just show you what it looks like. So we'll set it down. It's just right in there, and then just hold the socket down and pull the magnet out. Then you just kind of set the ratchet back on. Don't plug the ratchet in yet, but just kind of get it started. You could even do that without the ratchet on there. You could do it with just the extension. So if you pull the ratchet off the extension and then just stick the extension down there, kind of use it like a screwdriver. And you can turn it down. Actually, you could probably turn it down almost all the way until it seats out. It seats down onto the gasket. And you can kind of feel it stop there. So now you can plug it in nice and solid and put the ratchet on top of it, and then try to go a half turn and see where you're at, or a quarter turn. So that's probably a quarter. Is it getting any harder? It is, yeah. So that's seating out. That's seating down. So that's really all you need to do. It'll hold tight after that. So now do the next one. It looks pretty good. Now we're going to replace the coil packs, and those were the 10mm bolts. All tight. So now we're going to put the plastic cover back on. So spark plugs, there was 4 of them. They were $10. OEM spark plugs. Took about 15 minutes, 20 minutes to do the job, and $10. Brand new spark plugs. Assistant, go in, start up the car, and hold on. Yeah, we're gonna start up the car and show you that it runs. So we just put the new plugs in. We're now starting the car. Runs like a new engine. Toyota variable valve timing engine, 1.5 liter, new spark plug job, $10, 20 minutes. Thanks for watching.